Hello, Kevlin.
Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me today. And we have an exciting topic that we're going to be discussing between the three of us that is very near and dear to all of us. I know, Kent, this is going to be a real great conversation that we cannot wait to dig into. But really, the topic that we're going to cover today is how to create a cutting edge marketing strategy. And basically, our overview of what we're going to be discussing is really big picture lead generation strategies and introduce a cutting edge inbound strategy that works for any company ready to listen and adopt this proven process. So, I am joined by a wonderful professional who basically has been around the California Bay Area for a very long time. And I'd like to welcome Kent Vanho. Kent is a corporate dropout after 17 years at Cisco. He left the corporate world and scaled up a consulting business to over $624,000 in annual recurring revenue organically within 3 months of launching using his own systems and strategies. Kent and his team are always on a mission to partner up with career coaches, early stage B2B and B2C entrepreneurs and businesses to scale businesses together. And the rest is history. Welcome, Kent.
Thank you so much, Kevlin. Thanks,
Thank you.
Bob, for having me. I'm grateful to be here. I can't wait to have this conversation with you guys.
Excellent, excellent. And I'm also joined by my favorite co-host, Mr. Bob Britz. Welcome, Bob.
Thank you.
Bob Britz is the founder of Career Coach Services and creator of Career Coach System, a proven process to help people find meaningful, fulfilling, and financially rewarding employment. He is an expert in human behavior and motivation and a results focused entrepreneur. Bob has unique approaches for helping job seekers in entry level, middle, and advanced phases of their careers. In addition to entrepreneur and global career coach, Bob is a business consultant, author, speaker, and professional recruiter. Welcome, gentlemen. And just real quick about me, my name is Kevallyn Paskos. I have been a business development and marketing expert in the construction industry for over 20 years, and I help contractors and developers and basically anyone that's involved in the contract business. I help build revenue, annual recurring revenue, and service programs to quickly accelerate growth in your business. So we are here today, and we're going to be talking a lot more about how to grow your business. So, Kent, let's hear from you and take it away.
Thanks, Kevlin. Happy to be here. I'm really excited to talk about this topic because many people right now, especially those that are trying to scale a business online, are really struggling and they have a hard time um, you know, knowing what's out there, what's the current, working strategy and how to go about it. And so one of the main topics we want to talk about is an inbound strategy on LinkedIn that everybody who owns a business can look at and implement into the existing strategies that they already have in their business. Or if you're a brand new business and you really want to start looking for which one to dive in first, I would definitely look at an inbound strategy. So that way you have something that you can rely on going forward. So the topic that really behind this inbound strategy is LinkedIn Services Marketplace. And let me share my screen so it's a lot easier for me to walk you guys through it, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Here is my entire screen. There we go. There we go. Can you see my screen?
We are here. Oh,
Yep, there it
there,
is.
there
All
it
right.
is. There it is.
So LinkedIn, obviously everybody knows LinkedIn, but within LinkedIn, there's a premium platform called LinkedIn Services Marketplace, right? Next to me, and then for business, you'll see here, right? And you click on this, it takes you to a landing page where you'll see basically any services under the sun. It's here, and for folks, everyday folks who wants to look for a service provider, they can simply come here and either browse for it or search for it or browse for that. Now we take a step back and go, well, what exactly is this thing? If you look at all of these categories, right? I mean, there are millions of providers on here, and you can see there's just massive, it's a massive platform. And I want to take you guys to this slide right here that will bring it all together, why this platform is the platform for an inbound marketing strategy that you can implement today in your business. So I'm going to share this real quick. So LinkedIn Marketplace used to be called ProFinder, and ProFinder came into existence back about 8 years ago. And ProFinder was a pilot in the US. In the US, it was a pilot. It was wildly successful after 5 years, and then LinkedIn rebranded it to LinkedIn Marketplace during COVID. During COVID, and the reason why this platform is blowing up is because, as we all know, LinkedIn is the number one job board. Right, it's attracting millions of job seekers and service providers alike. In addition to that, LinkedIn has 970 million user base and is adding three every second. You can Google this up and you'll see that on Google. So within a matter of maybe in a year to 3 years, it'll cross a billion people on the platform. And one of the key reasons why Microsoft partnered with LinkedIn about 8 years ago, 12 years ago, sorry, is simply because when they looked at LinkedIn, there is no platform that caters to the 3% of active buyers. The 3% always ready to buy. They have a pain, they have a budget, they're ready to make a decision. But LinkedIn didn't have that platform. And that's the reason why they built ProFinder as a pilot in the US. Right. So now you look at LinkedIn today, it's crossing a billion people. They've invested millions and millions of dollars into ProFinder, and now they have transitioned over to a LinkedIn Marketplace. Now it is a worldwide platform. It's no longer just United States. And if you look at the platform here, is massive. So if you're a business owner right now, if you look at this, you go, you can actually start an inbound marketing strategy on this platform today, right? And 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 you simply want to go with the landing page by clicking on here. And the first step you want to do is, once you get to this page here, you want to go down to about middle of the page, and it says, "Are you a provider?" This is the first thing you want to do is start a free service page. Start a free service page. So just a little bit of background on what it was like during the ProFinder phase was that, LinkedIn has a human that actually vetted vendors, vetted providers, manually vet. So you have to submit an application to be on ProFinder, and then somebody on LinkedIn would then look at your profile, look at your history, look at you as a professional, see you check all the boxes, and then they approve you as a vendor. Now, once after they moved into marketplace, they no longer have that manual step. They're now implementing a service page where you could put a service page, you add all the reviews in. They looked at that, and they also looked at your main profile on LinkedIn, and they make a determination whether or not you'll get matched inbound leads each and every single time somebody go here and submit an RFP, a request for proposal. So, for example, if they go to career coaching, career development coaching, and this user click on get proposals, they'll answer three questions asked by LinkedIn, right? Whatever it is that they're looking for, and they hit continue. They go through this three-step process, and then they put in some context here, put in their zip code, and then they click get free quotes. This what LinkedIn will do. Obviously, LinkedIn's going to give this free lead to everybody. LinkedIn will be uh, obviously be selective on how and who to give the leads to. Obviously, they have a certain criteria that they go through, right? Let's just say there's 50 to 500 vendors out there that these leads can go to. But LinkedIn, just like Facebook, just like Google, or just like any platform, they value user experience. And so for every lead that gets that submit here, they only allow up to 5 vendors. So the first 5 service providers that respond to this lead first, once LinkedIn match you with the lead, those first 5 responders get to work with the lead. Anybody else after 5, they don't have a chance because those leads disappear from your account. So what you want to do is first start a service page, get that inbound strategy going first, and then beef up your online presence, beef up your service page, get all the client testimonials in there for your existing business, and let LinkedIn algorithm do the heavy lifting. So I hope that kind of gives you a very very high level of some of the the high level strategy and some of the tactical steps you can do today in order to start an inbound marketing strategy for your business.
That's excellent. I'd like to dig into a little bit about that here as well and see what other features. But basically, what you're saying, Ken, is you can build, launch, operate, and scale a business with the help of marketplace. I mean, there's endless potential. It looks like, and
Mhm.
so is this how you help clients as well in your program to not only with the marketplace, but obviously you might start them at do an assessment of their business and where they want to go and help them get to that point of where they can put themselves out there. Is that correct?
That's correct. And we basically looked at a business, and the most common mistakes most people make on LinkedIn is they thought leads is all they need. But in reality, leads are only one component of the entire model of scaling a business, especially online, right? Because there's just so many people doing what we do. And the number one thing that most people miss is how do you build trust? How do you build
Yes.
trust before the call? Like an online presence is one thing. You have to get that solid, because whatever you're doing offline, what amazing thing you are offline, like yourself offline, you can transfer that into online so people can see that. Because we're not Bill Gates or Mark Cuban, people are not gonna look us up. We have to put ourselves, whatever amazing accolades we have offline, put that online. All the client testimonies, all the great thing, all the results that we've done for our clients, put that online. Make sure that it's clean, it has the credibility, commands attention, and then we have to go into, okay, do you have a USP? Is your offer, does it have a unique selling point? Do you have product market fit? So those are the two key things. And then last but not least is, do you have your messaging? Does your messaging connect with your audience? So
Yep.
those are the three things that we looked at when working with the business owner. And then once you have an online presence that commands credibility, you have product market fit, messaging that strikes a nerve with your market, and you have a USP. Once you have that, and then the last thing you need is leads. Like
Mhm.
and not only just lead, but inbound leads that LinkedIn Marketplace assigned to you in your own account. Then you have those three working together. It's just gonna create fires.
So real quick too, and going back to why somebody should work for you or with you, and Bob Britz would agree with me here. There's so many services and influencers offering boot camps and cohorts and such. How does one really determine if that particular service provider is a good fit for their, and I know you personally, and I know that you can help any company, any business. Now, do you help startups to enterprise, or is it something that you've got a specific demographic that you can help one or the other, or and to build the trust too. We talked behind the scenes where there's a lot of scamming going on out there,
Mhm.
and I feel that I know what you've done. I know firsthand, and Bob can attest to this too. And it's your process and your program are extremely refreshing. And I can't wait to dig in a little bit more. But how does somebody interview you, or how do they understand that you're the right fit for them? And or how do they understand what any fit might be right for them? Do you have a couple tips that you can to share to add to that?
Right. Well, thanks for asking that question, Kevin. The main criteria that we looked at are usually, first, do they have a passion for what they do? Primarily, the passion have to align with um, the time tested, and being in that market for a while. You know, so our ideal clients or people that we tend to be able to help the most are coaches, consultants, and service-based business owner who had been in the trenches for at least a year or two. We don't have a problem working with people who just freshly starting out, and then what end up happening is they hit a wall, and then when they hit a wall, they have no clue what was really the issue, right? I mean, They probably have product market fit already. They probably struggle with messaging, and they probably don't realize that an online presence that they currently have does not command credibility, or it have holes in there. So they, even though they get leads wherever, whatever program that they invest in, they get leads coming through, but then when the leads interact with them, they're completely cold, and they don't have that, that the messaging that really speak to them on the online presence. The lead just kind of fall to the bucket. So we
Yeah.
ideally want to work with people that coming to have tried things out on their own, and then they realize how valuable this thing that we are offering, basically an entire program that helped them take them from building a solid online presence with a strong offer that is unique in the marketplace. Get that out of the way, and then launch. Well, launch is basically help them build the infrastructure, because most business owner coaches and whatnot, they're great at at fulfillment. They're great at providing their service, but they're not tech savvy. They don't know how to put all the things in the back end together, and they just get bombarded with this tool, that tool, and then they kind of get lost in the weeds. And we don't want them to spend time doing that. We want them to spend time focusing on the business, not in the business. And so we take care of all of that for them, the infrastructure building. And then all they need to focus on is operation. That's all they need to focus on is book sales calls, convert sales call into clients, and then fulfill, right? And that's exactly where Bob is at. Yeah, Bob, you have something you want to mention?
Yeah, I just want to outline a little bit. I've had 8 businesses. I've sold 4. I shut one down. I bankrupted one. That was fun. And I've kept 2. The career coaching we're talking about today. And then we have a Progressor Group, which does financial analysis for small companies. But before we went Ken's, we had started using a program with LinkedIn. And before that, it was a nightmare because companies come to you all the time. They give you a $3,000 a month program, and they're going to give you 10 hot leads. 10. And you're going to close 3. So my comments today to so many people is that they give me an offer to do a program. And I'm like, okay, well, you're a business to consumer, first of all. Our average sale is about $700 to $1,000, and you want to charge me $2,500 for that. It ain't going to work. So you absolutely have to find B2C orientation, and that's what Kit does. Going backwards to that, we tried Infusionsoft, 20 grand, AWeber, 15 grand. We did a couple of B2Bs, didn't work at all. We got into Yelp. Yelp used to give you leads. We had 25% of our business came from Yelp, but then Yelp started to say the program where they sent out the leads, and Ken's going to laugh about this. Send the leads out. Everybody who did not have any business had their finger on that enter button to accept the lead. Boom, 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 boom. Right? So folks like us that were professional and busy, we could never capture the leads. And then we started paying for the leads. And then they decided, and I'd get emails back saying, George, thank you much. I'm not George. And what they were doing is I was paying for the lead, and they were sending it out to 5 other people. And that's not even fair. So today what happens is we get leads in, and we respond to them. We set up alignment meetings, and we get clients. So Kev, can you show my screen?
Yeah, go ahead and ask to share your screen, and we'll pull that up for you.
I got it right here for you.
All so, right. Kent, would you consider that as, say, a mistake, maybe a top 10 mistake of what Bob just mentioned about paying for leads, and really what does that mean? Where are these leads coming from, and who else is getting these things distributed to them? Like, is that like the paid Google ads or the paid ads? We can talk about that after this, but just curious.
Yeah, Bob is on point with that. The common mistakes is you don't know the quality of the leads, and even if you have quality leads, you don't know if it's going to work, right? So it's like it's like a Costco sampler style, right? You if you really want to, before you invest tens of thousands of dollars, you want to be able to try it out like at Costco, and then you really see the value, then you can invest tens of thousands of dollars for the whole entire year or for 3 years in a row, you know. And so what Bob shares is an amazing testament to these inbound leads that he's getting on LinkedIn Services Marketplace.
Yeah.
This is all from Marketplace right here.
That's
Well,
right.
this is this is just yesterday. There's 14 leads yesterday.
So
I
this is
tend to
just in
see
one day.
650 I see 650 to 850 leads a month.
And when did
Personal.
you start with Kent?
What was it? January 1st, I think we kicked off, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah, I've had 6,000 leads since January. We see about 10% conversion, and then about 25% conversion to clients, and it's been flawless, absolutely flawless.
And I'd like to add, Bob, you've got coaches across the country
Yeah.
that you distribute these out to. And I also want
No.
to reiterate and highlight. Oh, you don't?
No. Each of the coaches has a direct relationship with Kent. I've got 7
Oh,
coaches right now building this out. It started about a month or 2 ago.
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's
So,
incredible.
so once Kent started with your company, you have seen how much of a percentage in growth from working with Kent and his program?
Oh, that's hard to measure. The ROI is between 1,100 and 1,800%. So for every dollar I spend with Kent, I get $11 to $18 back.
And you weren't on Marketplace beforehand. This is new to you, and you adopted this into your business, really your program as well, based on Kent's direction. And you obviously he has you. I mean, Kent, please talk to this because I'm not really sure, but talk the audience through how Bob got here.
Well, Bob was if you look at his profile, right? He has an amazing online presence. His profile is very seasoned and optimized. And that's one of the key criteria that LinkedIn looks at is is your online presence has all the bells and whistles that they're looking for under their own lens. Because if you a technical person, you'll know LinkedIn does just randomly assign these leads to anyone.
Right.
They assign these leads to a certain number of people that hit those criteria, right? And Bob has those. And what we want to do is work with business owners to get those all lined up. So that way, when the leads come in, they meet those criteria so that the LinkedIn can start matching up leads to their account. That's what. And then ever since we start working together, it's just getting better and better for Bob.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely true. And the nice thing is, as I mentioned before, like with the Yelp or other programs, you had to sit there with your finger on the button. When you're one of the 5 people getting the lead from LinkedIn, you have time to respond to that. You're not being forced to be, Johnny on the spot on every lead that comes in. And so the quality of the leads go way up. You're able to qualify. We can filter out, like, I don't want to work with young, early career people. I can filter that out. And most of the clients that we're working with right now are the tech people out of Seattle, Oregon, and California who are trying to get back into the workplace. And so we're just super busy with people like that who need our help. And I could not do this otherwise.
So Kent, and that's awesome, Bob. And I know that you and I talk offline often, and I've seen the growth as well, and I've seen, and you're very good with numbers. I know that that's your background, so this is probably very exciting for you to really see this growth firsthand, and it's happening. You're seeing it. So Kent, without giving away the farm here, can you just describe maybe the top steps when I come and work for you, what we're going to start with, and just take it away and to get to the point where Bob is now. If you can just generally speaking, what we would talk about and what we would have Kevallyn do to get to where Bob is.
Right. So the first step is we need to understand what are your goals, right? What is the number that you want to hit and how we can reverse engineer that. And of course, coming up with an inbound strategy and leveraging LinkedIn Services Marketplace for your business. So the first thing we'll do is we'll sit down and we'll look at your current uh, messaging that goes out to all of your prospects. Does that aligning with your offer, an online presence that you currently have? Because everything is we're done online, so we need to have an online presence that truly represent you and your brand, and also speak to those prospects that are coming in. Because when they come in on LinkedIn Marketplace, these guys come in, they not only just talk to one person, they talk to at least minimum 5 people, right? So you want to be able to have an online presence that stand out from those five. And in addition to that, you want an online presence that LinkedIn looks at and go, yep, that's the person that we want to assign the leads to on a daily basis, right? Give them a chance to build their business. And then, of course, we want to make sure you have product market fit, a unique selling point in your offer that resonate with your market. And then obviously we'll look at your infrastructure. What do you have currently going on right now? How do you, in terms of your CRM, all the integrations, everything that is in the back end that you probably like mess around with and have all kinds of your hands in, and you probably get lost in the weeds sometimes with all these tools that you mess with. So we want to streamline all of that, so that way your focus is not on on the tool, but your focus is on handling sales calls, booking sales calls, and convert them into clients and fulfillment. Right, that would be step three. Right, and then that's where your main focus is. We'll do about 60-70% of the work, and you focusing on just get on the calls with the clients, hear out their pain points, and then introduce your offer that can solve those pain points for those inbound prospects. And then you're going to run into operational challenges as you continue to scale, just like any business, right?
Mhm.
And then we're sitting at the spot where we can look at all the businesses, what other challenges that they're going through, and then we can bring that to the table and help you solve yours as well. And that's how you continue to scale.
That's awesome. So I've been really, really intrigued by your partnership with Bob and listening to Bob's excitement and hearing the growth and his business while Bob and I work together in alignment with what we're doing. And it's really exciting to see this. As you know, we talked backstage. I've had a couple influencer partnerships of, to help me scale and grow my business. And there were two very, very different experiences. And both experiences I left feeling worse than I did starting with that, because I didn't feel like it was set up structurally how it sounds that you are designing your services to your clients. And that's really refreshing, and I can see it. And I know about you. I know you, and I know Bob very well. And I know that it's really important for Bob to have this methodically planned out, and the numbers, the data, and all that. And I mean, you've been doing this for a really long time, and the proof is in the pudding. I mean, it's obvious the success that you've both have achieved, and it's just, you've got a live testimonial right here in Bob, and it's really again, it's really refreshing to understand your business and how you can help people out there. And Bob, I didn't know that each coach works with Kent directly. I think that's fantastic, because each coach is going to be different, right? And
Right.
how they're going to sell, and how their proposition is going to look toward their clients, and even their messaging. And I think that's fantastic. So
Mm-hmm.
do you work with sales teams as well? Like, I know that you might work with coaches that help other people, but do you go in and actually help directly to organizations and help their sales team grow business in that way as well?
We have not worked directly with big sales teams. We have already engaged with a small team, that are struggling on how to build a sound marketing strategy, and we can put in our expertise and help them out. But as far as like enterprise level, not yet. We haven't gone there. It's more small to medium sized businesses right now.
Yeah. So, something else, Kev, real quick. Most career counselor coaches in the U.S., believe it or not, average about 35 to 40,000 a year in revenue. If you want to get to 80 to 120, this is what you do. Period.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So, Bob, I'm seeing your comment on, and I think it's a pretty awesome one where you would recommend having a person, whoever is watching or will watch this in the future, to go online and ask for a proposal on Marketplace and see what you come up with. And you'll see how the system not only works, but you'll see of the quality of leads that might come in, and really to see kind of the structure of that's really what you're going to be facing every day. Now, how do these leads come in on Marketplace, Kent? Do they, because we would partner with you, do you see the leads as we're seeing them because we're joined in some way? Or because I would imagine that there's accountability in working with your clients too. You can't just coach them and teach them and fish
Right.
for them. It's so, how does that work and how does that look?
Yeah. In terms of volume, it depends on how optimized your online presence is with LinkedIn. That's huge. And in terms of where do you get these leads and where do you see these leads, LinkedIn has two places where you can see them. It's inside your LinkedIn Services Marketplace account, under the admin view. You'll see them there. And once you get matched, it'll show up there. But also, LinkedIn sends you an email notifying that, hey, there's a lead waiting for your response. You want to submit your proposal. And of course, it's going to be on that notification button at the top of
Right.
your LinkedIn profile. So you can
Oh,
also
right. Okay.
yeah. So it's in three different places. You'll see them.
This is so exciting. Okay. So I love this. I think, Bob, did you have a question? I think we were going to talk about cost-effective ways to scale your business today. Uh,
Yep.
Obviously, whether it's, I mean, I've been doing this for quite a while. I've been in the industry for quite a while. I'm also a photographer. I'm pretty technical, and I will tell you that some of these apps and the many tools that one needs to do this effectively is it's really overwhelming, to be quite honest with you. And for people that maybe this is their side hustle and maybe they're working full time, I just what you're saying is that you do all the really the heavy lifting for people to make sure that
Mhm.
they're not having to worry about the bells and whistles and how this app works, and sitting there pulling your hair out, trying to do a video with your phone and it's not working, and all that good stuff. So do you recommend, as far as cost effective ways to scale your business? No, obviously you've got a program, you've obviously you're that's what you do. So how does somebody get a hold of you and to talk about this with you?
Yeah, it's really simple. Just go to book a call with us by reaching out. Just go to our website, alphacoach.com. There's a link there. You can click on to book a call, and we'll go through the pain points that anybody's going, like any business owner is going through, and see if we can help. If we cannot help, we're happy to refer to anybody within our circle that who can help. We're not going to turn anybody away.
That's good, and you're nice too. I think that if they did call, they'd have a nice conversation with you, and I
Mhm.
think they'd come out of that conversation with a lot of information. So
Yeah.
um, that's really. I'm trying to add your link here in the comments, and it's not letting me. Oh,
Um, if you type in alphacoach.com, you'll be able to see it.
oh, let's
Yeah.
try that.
Yeah. Probably one of the best parts of being Alpha Coast is, well, first of all, Kent is great to work with, but Linda Van Bremen, the support person in the back, oh my gosh, she is just so nice, accurate, fast. Couldn't ask for more support. Could not.
All
Yeah.
right, let's try this. Okay, it's not letting me for some reason. But so here's the thing. So all of us are available on LinkedIn. Kent Vanho, Bob Britz, Kevallyn
Mhm.
Paskos. You can go to our LinkedIn page, and underneath our profile picture, our contact information, whether it's a link tree or it's direct contact information for website links, etc. And DM us, send us a personalized message on LinkedIn DM, and I am really excited about your business. And I'm really thrilled to see Bob's business growing the way that it is. And you've got some testimonial right here, and they're speaking to each other. And I know these guys, and it's been really really fun to not only listen to you. So I'm sure I've missed something. And so did we talk about where do you see LinkedIn in 3 to 5 years? as maybe a closing point to how can we get ready? And because
Where's the dartboard? Where's the dartboard?
Okay, so with COVID, right? The early adopters, this is just my personal opinion. The early adopters really got in before COVID, and we were stuck at home. So the people that were early adopters, they had those captured audiences. And I feel that the early adopters that got in before COVID and crushed it during COVID, they're the ones that are really, really thriving and shining right now. And I see it over and over and over again. And, now that people are going back to work, I feel that, there's maybe not as much online folks that are, having that ability. But what are your thoughts about that? And where do you see us in 3 to 5 years? And is it too late if we are just signing up now?
Well, not at all. I mean, those guys, early adopters, those are during the Pro Finder days, right? But right now, if you look at the adoption curve like this, we're at the bottom.
Are we?
We just launched stage one after takeoff. So takeoff is right here, Pro Finder days, and we're on stage one right now. And we're not even gone into the masses yet. So, and then up here are the laggers, right? So we're not even like in the middle of the adoption curve. What the early phases of LinkedIn Marketplace adoption. That's how exciting this opportunity is for all business owners. If you go into LinkedIn Services Marketplace, you'll see millions of service providers already under the eyes of LinkedIn, but those guys are not activated because you have to follow a certain steps in order to be an approved vendor or a preferred vendor on LinkedIn. So you go to those steps, create a service page, and then you will start. You will follow the rules, and whatever leads come through, and if it matches your criteria within your geography area, and LinkedIn will match those. But you have to start first with the service page. As far as like volume wise, I mean, if you Google up LinkedIn on Google, right? It says they're adding 3 users every second. Just think about that. It's mind-boggling. That's why Microsoft partnered up with LinkedIn over a decade ago to build out this whole professional social media platform. And it's like it's on its own now. Google doesn't have it. Facebook doesn't have it. You name it, any other platform don't have it. It's Microsoft, and LinkedIn owns this thing solely for all the professional service providers out there. The 3% ready to buy, that's where they want to aim at and capitalizing on this. So this is a very exciting time to get in.
Okay, so I have a pop quiz for you.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
So I'm going to say these three words, and I'm going to have you answer them as to what your feedback is, just top of mind. Profile picture.
Absolutely essential.
Very essential. It has to be approachable, friendly and professional.
Actually, there's 2 characteristics we look at. Are you competent? Are you likable? And are you influential? Those are the 3 things that HR people are looking for in a photograph.
Okay, second, does it matter how many followers you have? And is that a determining factor for LinkedIn to select you as a contractor?
As a service providers, number of followers do matter.
Okay.
So in followers and connections, they kind of tend to be the same, at least the initial 30,000. So LinkedIn will cap you off at 30,000 connections, and after that, everybody else have to be followers. But if you're in business for X number of years and you've been in season, career coach or any coach or consultant, you do have X number of followers, right? And the reason why they look at that is, LinkedIn has a thing called SSI, and social selling index, and the number of people that follows you or the number of people that you have a relationship with is part of the index. It's part of the social selling index. So for that reason, it does matter. It does matter.
Okay. Number 3, the badge. How does that play as far as value, or is that one more gimmick, or does that matter?
What's the badge?
The top voice badge, not the top badge, the specialization badge.
I don't even know what that is.
Coach, speaker, marketer.
The headline.
Yeah.
Yeah, the headline. Yes, the headline does matter. And the biggest error people make is I am a marketing person, vertical hash bar, cook, vertical hash bar. And they'll do these vertical hash bars in 3 or 4 lines of garbage. No one can read that. Vertical hash bars cause people to stop reading. Don't use those. What you want to say is Kevallyn Paskos, photography extraordinaire, making you look good in every platform. It needs to be a marketing statement, not just a bunch of words about cores that you do. That's in your job.
Well, this is awesome. And Ken, I am just real proud of you and you know how far you've come, and you know you've kicked corporate to the curb and you've thrived and shined, and I'm really excited to see your business grow as well. And Bob, just real proud of you and getting out there and what are you up to? 9,000 professionals placed in fulfilling careers. So, you know, there's something to be said about that as well. And just been a great conversation. And again, you can reach any of us via DM, LinkedIn, and I look forward to a follow up call here in maybe 3 to 4 months to see, Bob, how far things have gone with you and how things are going with you again, Kent. And I want to thank you for your time. And if there's anything y'all need to add, please go ahead.
Yeah, if you want to be one of those coaches out there, there's 30,000, part-time, maybe full-time, trying to get yourself started. Our training class, the last training class for the year, starts on Monday the 16th. You want to reach out to me, we can find out more about the licensing and training that we give our coaches. You want to join our team and be part of that upper end revenue group, we're happy to have you.
Awesome. Hey, Kevallyn, I just want to say thank you so much for having me and Bob on the show. You have an amazing show here, a great online presence, and I appreciate the opportunity to share what's really working out there today as far as inbound strategy is concerned. I hope this will provide some insights to your audience, and hopefully they take this home and consider implementing it in their business. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, you guys, again, thank you. Have a great day. I hope you guys have some fun plans for the weekend, and we'll touch base with you guys again soon.
Great. Take care. Bye-bye.